Most men believe that physical exhaustion, brain fog, and a slow decline in daily vitality are just unavoidable parts of getting older. You're often told that your hormones are naturally fading and there's nothing you can do about it. But research into both ancient medical texts and modern cellular physiology suggests something very different may be happening inside your body. The fatigue you feel might not be aging at all. It might be a fundamental misunderstanding of how your body allocates its most precious resources. You might already be experiencing this. Perhaps you have noticed that your daily energy isn't quite as stable as it was in your 20s. Maybe your physical recovery takes a little longer after a long day, or you experience subtle changes in your circulation and morning vitality. You might feel a strange sense of mental fatigue that hits you in the mid-afternoon, or a physical heaviness that wasn't there a decade ago. I want to assure you right now, this is not a personal failure. This is not you simply losing your edge. Your body is undergoing a highly specific biological adaptation, and once you understand the rules of this adaptation, you can work with it rather than fighting against it. I am Dr. Iris Amelia, an andrology specialist. My clinical work and research focus strictly on how aging and cellular metabolism affect male physiology. I spend my days looking at the intricate biological pathways that regulate male energy, vascular function, and long-term structural health. What most men are never told is exactly how much metabolic energy the male reproductive system demands just to maintain its baseline function. Doctors often focus on treating the surface symptoms, prescribing things for fatigue or circulation, but the underlying mechanism is rarely explained clearly. To understand why your energy fluctuates, we have to look closely at the biological cost of reproductive fluid. You see, the fluid associated with the male arousal response and reproductive health is not just water. It is a highly complex, metabolically expensive cocktail. When we break it down, the visible fluid is made of three distinct components. First, there are the microscopic reproductive cells, which actually only make up about 1 to 5% of the total volume. They are produced in the testes and are the primary carriers of genetic material, but it is the other 95% of this fluid that drains your daily energy reserves. This is the part that is rarely explained clearly. About 70% of this fluid is produced by the seminal vesicles. Think of the seminal vesicles as a high-security manufacturing plant. Their primary job is to produce a fluid rich in fructose, which is a specialized sugar alongside complex proteins and amino acids. This fluid acts as the primary fuel source, providing the exact type of energy needed for microscopic cells to survive and travel. The remaining fluid comes from the prostate gland. This is where things get incredibly fascinating. The prostate acts like an advanced chemical refinery. It contributes essential enzymes and, most importantly, heavy concentrations of zinc and other trace minerals. Zinc is absolutely critical for male vascular function, neurological health, and immune stability. I want you to keep this heavy concentration of zinc and amino acids in mind. Stay with me, because in just a moment, this specific chemical makeup will explain a 5,000-year-old medical mystery regarding male fatigue. When you understand this, you realize that your internal reproductive system is like a deeply embedded electrical and plumbing system. It requires constant raw materials to function. When the body releases this fluid, it doesn't just lose water, it loses highly refined biological materials. Your body must then immediately divert energy, blood flow, and nutrients from other parts of your system, including your brain and your muscles, to rebuild those lost reserves. This internal rebuilding process is exactly why preserving this balance is intrinsically linked to masculine stability, enduring physical strength, steady circulation, and quiet confidence. Your physical endurance and morning vitality depend heavily on how well your body manages these internal resources. If your plumbing system is constantly being drained, the water pressure in the rest of the house is going to drop. This brings us to a fascinating piece of medical history. It is often assumed that the physical exhaustion men feel is purely psychological or just a sudden drop in hormones, but ancient Eastern medical practitioners understood this biological cost centuries ago. In traditional Ayurvedic texts, there's a famous proverb. It states that it takes 40 meals or 40 pieces of flatbread to produce a single drop of male reproductive fluid. For generations, this idea was passed down. People took it literally, believing that a massive, catastrophic loss of physical energy occurred with every biological release. But science shows the relationship is more complex. Scientifically speaking, reproductive fluid is about 90% water. When a man reaches peak physical release, the fluid contains roughly 5 5 to 25 calories of actual energy. To put that in perspective, a single piece of bread contains about 80 calories. So mathematically, the energy in this fluid is far, far lower than the energy contained in 40 meals. So was ancient medicine completely wrong? No, they were using a metaphor to describe a profound biological truth. While the raw caloric count is low, the metabolic cost of replacing the lost zinc, the lost amino acids, and the lost specialized enzymes is incredibly taxing on the male nervous system. The ancient doctors didn't have microscopes to see zinc molecules, but they could clearly observe the mental fatigue, the brain fog, and the delayed physical recovery that happened when these reserves were constantly depleted. The 40 meals myth was a clever way to teach men to protect their internal resources and maintain physiological discipline. The truth is, your body isn't failing as you get older, it's simply adapting to different physiological conditions. When you're 20, your body can synthesize these complex proteins and minerals rapidly. In your 40s, 50s, and beyond, your digestive system and cellular metabolism slow down. Rebuilding these reserves takes more time. When you understand this, you stop viewing your body as a broken machine and start treating it as a complex ecosystem that requires careful, deliberate restoration. To support this natural restoration, I recommend a very specific, simple daily upgrade to your routine. This takes less than 2 minutes a day, and it directly supports your prostate and seminal vesicles. Every afternoon, around 2 p.m. when your natural energy begins to dip, consume a small handful of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds alongside a glass of water with a pinch of high-quality sea salt. Why this specific combination? Pumpkin seeds are one of the most bioavailable natural sources of dietary zinc and essential amino acids on the planet. By consuming them daily, you are directly giving your prostate the exact raw materials it uses to build and maintain reproductive fluid, without forcing your body to steal zinc from your immune system or your brain. The sea salt and water optimize your vascular volume, ensuring these nutrients are delivered efficiently through your bloodstream. This is not a miracle cure, but rather a steady biological upgrade. If you do this consistently, here is what you can expect. In week 1, the changes will be purely internal. Your body will begin storing this newly available zinc, easing the metabolic burden on your cellular manufacturing plants. By week 2, you should notice a more stable daily energy curve. That sharp afternoon fatigue will begin to soften because your nervous system isn't frantically searching for trace minerals. By week 3 and beyond, you will likely notice improved physical confidence, better physical recovery after exertion, and a return of healthy, robust circulation, particularly in the morning. I'm curious about your own experience with this. Have you noticed changes in your daily energy or physical recovery after crossing the age of 40? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, as it helps us understand exactly what men are dealing with day to day. Understanding your mineral reserves is just the first step in protecting your long-term vitality, but there's another, deeply hidden factor that quietly weakens your circulation as you age, and it has to do with how your blood vessels react to stress. If you want to understand the one habit that silently damages your vascular function after 40 and how to fix it naturally, watch the video appearing on your screen right now. I'll see you there.